Well, good evening, everyone. I welcome you all for today's session on basic necessities of life. I would like to begin with Mother Teresa's words, which goes like, never worry about numbers, help one person at a time, and always start with the nearest person to you. If you're of this temper, then it's awesome. You're on the right platform named Youth Empowerment Foundation, which undertakes the same. Moving to the next slide. YAF is a non-profit organization founded in June 2017 by Mr. Ram Babu Sharma. Our founder, along with his team, has laid a strong foundation to educate the underprivileged children of the society and hence bridge the gap between them and the world. Our vision is to envisage an educated India in which every individual has the opportunity to grow and learn. Our goals is to educate in literacy, health and hygiene, skills and training. And this is our founder, Mr. Ram Babu Sharma. You might wonder, why is he doing all these things? Come on, guys. Everyone look up. Yes, you heard it right. Look up, because it's a flashback. Coming to it, his life has been through many ups and downs. To support his family financially, he decided to work as a child laborer in the factories of Delhi. Just to meet his family expenses, he worked in many fields like the carpenter, data entry operator, office boy, and etc. etc. And also, his perseverance to his education finally paid off with an engineering degree. Currently, he is an engineer in the German MNC. Despite his busy schedules at work, he had not forgotten his roots. He is very much committed in serving the underprivileged children to pursue their education. To put it in a nutshell, excellence is not being the best, it's doing the best. He is a soul full of sunshine. Moving forward, let's dive into knowing the initiatives of YEF. First comes Project Milap. It focuses on providing help and support to the daily workers, migrants, and other workmen forces who have no means of income and are drastically affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Next is Love in a Backpack. The key motive of this project is to help the children of the deprived communities in their growth and development by supporting and providing them a stable economic future. Next, and this is a very special program, Hamari Pathshala, that focuses on educating the children belonging to the slums. And this is a trending and a vibrant program on the move. All right. You guys are doing great in listening to these figures. But why do you want to do so? Why do we need an NGO? These things apart, why do you want to earn? Yes, you got it right. Just for having some good food, clothing, shelter, and live a respectable life. And short, to meet our basic necessities of life. That's it. You may feel it's simple. If so, why it isn't available for all? And who is responsible for these? Couldn't we solve this by ourselves? If yes, we could solve it, then what are the hurdles we need to jump on? And you're going to get answers for many more queries like this in this webinar. And yes, we are Team 16 presenting you a national level webinar on basic necessities of life hosted by YEF volunteers from the four corners of the nation. Always try to be a voice, not an echo. And I hope you guys are ready to hear the other voices of Team 16. Over to you, Kritika.
Thank you, Ashwini. Hello, everyone. This is Kritika. As we are talking about the basic necessities, let me explain what are those basic necessities. Food, clothing, and shelter. They are the ultimate need that people are searching for. Food. We need food to stay alive, to grow, whoever we may be. By the end of the day, food plays a vital role in our lives, as it is named as necessary. Making oneself happy by wiping up their hunger away is greater than the greatest. Clothing. Clothing is the way we present ourselves and the way we feel confident on ourselves. A great quote says that you are what you wear. Shelter. Being somewhere where we can be happy, relaxed, satisfied, secure, and enjoying the freedom is none other than our home shelters. A beautiful quote, East or West, home is the best. Next. Why they are the basic necessities? Why food, clothing, and shelter are playing a fundamental part as they are linked in our day-to-day routine, our daily living. They are the ones that human life is supposed to be dependent on. Without food, our life cannot last for long. Without clothes, we cannot be called as socially intellect or intellectual. And finally, without shelter, none can live in peace or stay mindfully. What do we actually need? What do we actually need? Food, clothing, and shelter. Everything else is an entertainment. Next slide, please. The availability of basic needs. A traditional view on the basic needs are food, clothing, and shelter. But the modern view says that minimum level of basic requirements are not just food, clothing, and shelter, but also the education, sanitation, and healthcare. A need is something that are actually essential for survival, but wants are different from that. They are luxurious. There are certain people who are not getting their basic needs, as it states that needs are that essentials to survive. Those people are not even getting their essentials. Remember, one wasting it, another one is longing to get it. Think before wasting your food, throwing your old clothes, and not loving the place where you belong to. Next. The conditions of marginalized people. Marginalized people are those not even able to get their basic requirements such as food, clothing, and shelter. Population, unemployment, underemployment, and illiteracy are the major reasons which are blocking these people from getting their basic needs. World Bank describes that poverty is hunger. Once again, remember, waste in one's hands are the treasures in another's. Never waste food, never throw old clothes, never be shamed for the place where you belong to. Bringing the change by being the change. Let us discuss this in detail. Handing over to you, Amrita.
Thank you, Kritika. Hello, everyone. This is Amrita. First of all, let's talk about Article 21, Right to Life and Personal Liberty. Article 21 is considered to be the heart of the Indian Constitution. It is the most organic and progressive provision in our Constitution. Article 21 prohibits the deprivation of rights according to procedures established by law. Let's move on to its definition and meaning. Article 21 of the Constitution states, no person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. And its meaning, Article 21 guarantees protection of life and personal liberty. It simply means no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty except according to procedures established by law and order. Let's move on to a major statement made by Supreme Court. During the trial of these two cases, that is Menaka Gandhi versus Union of India and Francis Corali versus Union of Territory of India, Honorable Supreme Court of India giving Article 21 a new dimension. Let's move on to reasons behind unfulfillment of basic necessities. The court stated, the right to live includes the right to live with human dignity and all that goes along with it. The bare necessities of life, such as adequate nutrition, clothing, and shelter over the head, and facilities for reading, writing, and expressing oneself in diverse forms, freely moving about and mixing and mingling with fellow human beings, and must include the right to basic necessities. The basic necessities of life and also the right to carry on functions and activities as constitute the bare minimum expression of human self. Now, reasons behind unfulfillment of basic necessities. First, illiteracy. A major problem. If a person is not able to read and write, that person would face challenges to fulfill his basic needs. Next, lack of education. Still, there are a lot of people in India who are not educated, people who are especially backward. Necessities are becoming more challenging these days. Next, lack of awareness. Food, clothing, water, and shelter is the most prominent necessity to sustain a human life. People aren't aware how all these necessities can be fulfilled equally. Low income. Due to illiteracy and lack of education, people are confined to low income, and in case if a family has more members and only one of them is able to find income, the basic necessities can't be fulfilled equally. And then traditional lifestyle, it has become an obstacle to satisfy their basic needs. Let's move on to solutions behind unfulfillment of basic necessities. First is work support programs for youth and children with families. Policies like National Rural Employment Guarantee Act provides job at a fixed income. Then stabilization of parental employment. Then increase educational attainment. Then promotion of health. Then promotion of healthy child development. What are the contributions made by non-governmental organizations? Actions made by NGOs to fulfill basic necessities are distribution of food and clothing, providing free education to children, providing shelters through donations, awareness campaigns, providing subsidized daily facilities. Over to you, Ayush.
Thank you, Amrita. Talking about actions and awareness. By spreading education, college, let's make it mandatory to work in an NGO and educate people. Conducting programs, campaign for elderly people. Connecting with the authorities of government institutes and people in need. Settling helpline numbers, active volunteers, and participations of people. How could it bring a change? By social mobility, can make the life productive, improve basic lifestyles. Institutes can generate jobs, help in empowering values of selflessness and responsibility. How is it beneficial for India's further development? Lifestyle, education, jobs, economy, basic manners, and ethics of citizens, quality of life, human development, and resources can improve. What is a public awareness and education project? It is a way to bring a certain issue to the attention of a group to the people. This type of project can take many forms, ranging from a poster making contest to a fair at local mall, a program on one of our own radio or television stations. The important thing is to get key prevention information out of the target audience, which are youth, adults, and children, and encourage them to take necessary actions in awareness of this program. What does it take to start a public awareness and education project? Too often people don't know what they can do to increase human basic necessities. You can make a difference by learning the facts, developing a message, and getting the word out about solutions. This presentation provides idea about how you can do that. It will help you raise public awareness. Thank you. Ashwini, moving to you.
Thank you, Ayush. This is Ashwini again. Moving on to the conclusion. 680 million Indians lack the means to meet their basic needs. Your small act means a lot. After all, we work so hard just for filling our gut with food. a roof overhead, a good decent rest for living. In case of poor people, government or any organization can help them to get a job which ultimately fulfill their needs. There are numerous schemes and policies introduced by our government like that of MGNREGA 2005. It's nothing but Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Act 2005. This is an Indian labor law and social security measure that aims to generate the right to work. And there are also various NGOs working upon education, skill training, providing necessities, and helping the needy in the numerous angles. And we are glad to inform that we, YEF, is helping the society by doing all the above mentioned activities as one of our duties. Next slide. In addition to the previously seen initiatives, these are some of our initiatives that we are working on, like Project Academy, Rapid Response, Sanitary Napkin Distribution, and few others. Next slide, please. And you can go through these links to know more about our initiatives and programs, and you can also be a part of us. Not all volunteers have great time, but we know you have great heart. So you can contribute funds and which helps the needy people. Because little by little makes a lot. And we believe helping one person might not change the world, but it could change the world for one. The links for donation are posted in the chat box and helping minds could lend their hands. Thanks in advance. Next slide. The initiatives, programs, and the fame of YEF have reached far and wide and inspired many. I can say this for sure. One such aspirant is Sai Karthik, who does many social works and also podcasts on social issues in his platform, Voice of Karthik. He also works as an optometrist apart from doing these things. He had penned down us a poetry, and let's take a quick look into it. I think Karthik isn't present with us today, but so we have Kritiga to spell it out.
Luxury or wealthy aren't that bad words. It's an opportunity that life has given you to share the overfilled vessels of a necessity. For someone who skips his daily morning meal, for someone who skips his daily morning meal to save for his dinner, and for whom every rainy day is a misery without a home. Yes, the ecosystem has an imbalance. Life hits hard. Life hits hard. And so these people are the ones who are the most affected of them. All that one penny that you spent yesterday to showcase your opulence is just significant to fetch them their basics. Instead of questioning, why should only I? Instead of questioning, why should only I? Come forward to become the first contributor to someone's daily bread. After all, we are all human beings who breathe common air despite fighting over diversities.
Thank you, Kritika. That was a great reading. Why all these initiatives, acts, trainings, programs, policies, schemes, and even this webinar conductor? Because every smile matters. Next. Life is short, live it. Love is rare, grab it. Anger is bad, just dump it. Fear is awful, but face it. Memories are sweet, cherish it. The two hardest things to say in life are hello for the first time and goodbye for the last. It's time to say goodbye, and I would like to thank all the wonderful people for taking time out of your busy schedules to join with us in this webinar. We hope you guys enjoyed this webinar. We also thank our guide, Akinsha and Shakshi ma'am, for their continuous encouragement and support all through the way. Thank you, ma'am. Finally, we wholeheartedly thank YEF for making our voice sound to the nook and corner of the nation through this webinar. Thank you very much. And this is proud YAF volunteers, Ayush, Ashwini, Amrita, and Kritika of Team 16 waving off. Thank you. Dear audience, if you have any queries, please feel free to post it on the chat box. And we have also posted social media handles of YEF, registration link for internship, and also Milap campaign links. Please do take a look at it. I think we have no queries. Can we wind up? To be a part of this NGO, you can go through the above link. We have also posted the internship link. You can go through that, you can register and be a part of us.